Hello sa inyong lahat, guys. I'm here again. I'm just waiting for my student to come online. So today we will be continuing our stock mentorship program. This is our session 3 already, and supposed to be kahapon yung session 3. Kaya lang nagkaroon ng emergency yung student ko. Sabi niya ay emergency daw at napunta sila sa hospital dahil yung brother niya is having some stomach ache. So I'm not really pretty sure today if he will come online. It's already 7 p.m. here or 8 p.m. in Qatar. So but anyhow, I'll just wait for some minutes. And if he won't come online, then I will just be doing some I'll be sharing to you some of my stock picks for next week, and maybe I will be talking about something about important things about trading. So stay tuned and watch out. So while nag-aantay tayo sa aking students, kasi nga I'm not really sure if he will be able to manage it today. So I just would like to advertise my mentorship program. So yung mentorship program ko originally 5 sessions yan. So before that nagkakaroon tayo muna ng tinatawag na pre-evaluation kung nasa anong level ka na ngayon sa inyong learning curve. Ikaw ba isang newbie na talagang walang knowledge, as in zero talaga? Welcome lahat, by the way, yung mga newbies sa akin. So huwag kayong mahihiya at I also teach newbies. Kung meron ka ng prior knowledge pero hindi mo pa masyadong kabisado at hindi ka pa confident, then my program is also good for you. So I just need the information para ngayon ma-evaluate natin kung nasa ang level ka na at ano yung mga kailangan nating i-fill up na knowledge na ikakailanganin ninyo para ngayon maging mas maganda yung trading performance nyo. So ngayon pag advanced level ka na talaga at gusto mo talaga ng mga detalyadong techniques na tinuturo ko, pwede rin. So sabihin mo lang kung ano yung mga alam mo na para hindi na natin tatalakayin yung mga yon. And from time to time also I'm injecting psychology in trading. So psychology during it's actually a very important part of trading. And trading is not just all about technical analysis, na hindi dahil na magaling ka na sa technical analysis ay guaranteed na yung profitability mo sa market. So remember that there is always that role, a very important role of psychology na ginagampanan. So ano yung mga halimbawa nito? For example, nakahanap ka ng isang napakagandang bullish setup, pero late ka na, 3 days na siyang nag-up, above na siya sa buy trigger level, at yun, magandang magandang stock siya, pero since nakaakyat na siya ng 3 days, so ang mangyayari dito is a possible fear of missing out. So ang mangyayari is that you have that feeling to buy that stock right away kasi nababahala ka na may iwan ka ng price at kinabukasan ay mag-skyrocket na at naiwan ka na. So ang nangyayari dito sa mga traders is that they buy because of that fear on missing out, and only to find out the next day magpo-pull back pala at the same level na kung saan dyan magandang bumili. So ayan, palagi isa sa mga topics na dinidiscuss ko is the psychology in trading. during that time teaching technical analysis. So in my session, so within the session, so hindi siya separate entity. The example also ng isang trading psychology is about that profitable ka na, naka-enter ka na maganda, profitable ka na, nakasakay ka na, at you are very excited and happy. Then later on pagkakaroon ka ngayon ng feeling na kunin na yung profit mo, kukunin ko na yung profit ko kasi baka bukas mag-sell off at hindi ako makabenta. So there is that fear, the risk avoidance. So you have that fear na baka kinabukasan ay magsi-sell off. So sa mga ganitong klaseng example, mapapansin nyo na it's all about something in your brain na brain is telling you to buy or to sell this now because this will happen soon. So hindi siya binabase sa mga rules na ginawa mo, rules of entering, rules of exiting, rules of taking profit, and where to set your stop loss and stick to the plan. So marami pa, at yan ang matututunan ninyo sa aking mentorship program. Ano pa yung mga nakapaloob sa aking mentorship program? So I teach fundamental analysis. Yan ang very first topic na dinidiscuss ko, yung fundamental analysis. So yung fundamental analysis, dito natin malalaman kung yung isang stock ba is trading at a premium, mahal ba siya, or it's trading at an undervalued level. So undervalued ba siya or overvalued? Kung undervalued siya with respect to its fair value, maganda siya ngayong bilhin kasi after some time, can be 6 months, 1 year, or 3 years later, the price can go to its fair value or overvaluedness. So ngayon, mabibenta mo siya ng mas mahal compared sa inyong pagkabili. Ngayon, fundamental analysis also a tool in order for you to judge whether a company is overvalued. So hindi tayo basta-basta bibili ng stock dahil Jollibee siya, sikat siya, malaking company siya. It doesn't really mean na tomorrow or the next week we will buy the stock, kasi there are times when price is already overvalued. So overvalued means that it's already too far away from its fair value, and the tendency of this stock is to drop towards its fair value, and worst case is that it will go lower than its fair value. So ngayon, ang mangyayari sa'yo, may ipit ka kasi nakabili ka sa mataas na price, bumagsak, mag-play out ngayon yung emotion mo, magpapanik ka. It's either pwedeng mapabenta ka sa losing price, or magkakaroon ka ngayon ng feeling na ilo-long term ko na lang to kasi babalik pa naman sa there will be time that it will come back to its previous high prices. So ngayon, dahil magiging impatient ka, dahil walang nagagawa, walang resulta, walang outcome yung investment mo, and then there will be a time that you will need the money, ang tendency is to sell at whatever price, and worst case is if you are selling it at a losing price. So it's really very important how to judge if a company is undervalued, well valued, or just fairly valued, or overvalued. So ngayon, the next thing that you can also learn from me is the technical analysis. So technical analysis case is basically analyzing the stock price based on its historical past. So we believe in technical analysis that past prices can be achieved, can be retested. So kung nakaakyat siya ng a certain 52-week high, and nag-downtrend yung stock, there will be a point of time later that that 52-week high will be reached again at some point. So technical analysis, dito malalaman yung mga pattern, mga reversal pattern. It's either bullish reversal or bearish reversal, kung yung isang stock na ba ay ready for a bull market or ready for a bear market. Right, yes, so again, if you are interested, then feel free to message me and I will tell you the details. Okay, so my student is already here, so we will be starting my mentorship soon. Okay, so stay tuned and makinig lang kayo sa mga discussion namin kasi these are really very important info. So we are doing the meeting via Zoom. So for those of you who are interested to have a one-on-one session with me, but wherever you are in the world, as long as you have a good internet connection, we can have a session, right? So again guys, for those latecomers, ito na yung pinaka session 3 namin, third session of our mentorship program. So the fourth session will be the last one. So yung student ko ngayon just subscribe or nagpapaturo lang siya sa akin ng technicals. So siguro alam na niya yung fundamentals. Right, so I'm just waiting now for my student to come. Medyo na siya, na-delayed daw dahil nakatulog siya, hindi niya napansin yung oras. So my student is in Qatar. I am in the Central European time. I am in Budapest, Hungary. That is 1 hour delayed than in Doha, and 6 hours delayed than in Philippine time. Alright, so mag-umpisa na kami. Hi. Hello, Arvin.
Hello.
Hello, Arvin. Kumusta? Hi. Kumusta na yung brother mo? Ano ba yung nangyari? Okay ba siya?
Not-meet ka? No, not-meet. Baka 2 days now eh.
Na-admit?
Oo, na-admit siya. Biglang kasi bumaba yung sodium level.
Okay.
Critically low.
I see. But everything is fine, right? Okay naman siya.
Okay naman other than yung sodium level niya.
Okay. Ano kaya yung naging cause niyan?
Yun ang inaano nila. That's what they're trying to figure out. Kung ano yung cause talaga.
Diba yung sodium is a component ng asin. Sodium chloride, asin. So electrolyte. Alright, so I hope that your brother will be fine soon and will get well soon para sa kanya. Alright, so today pagpapatuloy natin yung session natin, and before that I will start my recording para hindi natin makalimutan. Alright, so session 3, let me pull out my Instagrams. I'm actually thinking of joining the Investa Cup, pero nagdadalawang isip ako kasi mahirap nga talaga, mahirap gumising sa madaling araw dito. So I'm thinking na is it really worth my energy? Kasi okay, malaki naman yung price, pero alam mo naman kung palagi kang puyat sa sa madaling araw, tapos mayroon ka pang work sa morning, tapos magti-trade ka pa sa US market in the afternoon, so talagang bugbog sarado ka niyan. Anyway, kung 1,000 lang naman yung loss ko, so risk is very low but potential reward is very high, I might join, but I will just trade when I have really energy to wake up. Hindi ko prepare sa so, but I'm not really expecting a very good performance in that case.
Good for 1 month for you.
3 months, so it's starting from September. It's also good if you can join, if you have the time, it's a good chance for practicing your technical analysis. But since nasa duha ka naman, so I can imagine that pareho tayo ng sitwasyon. 6 hours, 5 hours delayed kayo dyan, di ba?
5 hours.
Pero yung iniisip ko na baka 30 minutes can be enough just to place orders, buy, and then set stop loss, set target profit, then just leave it. Check it na lang on the next day kung na-filled ba yung order or wala. Alright, so I will share my screen. Okay, so yung una kong okay, just a short recap about yung ginawa natin last meeting, last session. So pinakita ko sa iyo yung still the same screening with my favorite screening parameters. Then we checked some mga na-filter na stocks. At inisa-isa natin kung saan yung magandang opportunity, saan yung kailangan nating ignore, or saan yung kailangan ng patience or waiting time. Ngayon naman, yung gusto kong talakayin sa iyo is what is the importance of checking the index. So kung nagde-trade tayo, minsan usually yung iniisip mo is just looking for an opportunity that matches your strategy. So I don't know if you have already noticed it in any market, in Philippine market, na kapag bearish yung index, napaka-konti ng opportunities. Tapos if you are trading, for example, breakout strategies, buy on breakouts, these breakouts are mostly failing. So hindi siya nagmamaterialize. Pero kung bull market naman, itong mga breakout strategy talagang mostly gumagana. Pag sideways naman yung market, minsan gumagana yung breakout, minsan naman nagpe-fail. So 50-50. So ano ba yung ibig kong sabihin dito? So ang ibig kong sabihin dito is what is the importance of checking the index. So remember that index, our index, the PSE index, it's like the heartbeat of the Philippine market. Kung hindi ito maganda, so index is composed of more than 200, more or less 200 stocks. I don't know if I'm correct, but sabihin na natin na basket of stocks na mga blue chips, mga matataas yung market cap. Like for example, Mega World, Jollibee, BPI, BDO, yung mga Meralco, yung mga ganitong klaseng malalaking companies. So, kapag bullish yung market, it means that most of these components ng index are also bullish. Kapag bearish yung index, most of these blue chips are also bearish. Kung sideways, then sideways yung mga mostly. So, in the other words, magagamit mo itong index to gauge kung ano ba talaga yung mood ng ating merkado sa Pilipinas. And magagamit mo rin yung index in order to figure out kung anong klaseng strategy yung maganda. Kung anong ibig kong sabihin dito. Kung bullish yung market, almost any kind of long strategy, trend following, breakout strategies, bounce plays are working. So mapapansin mo maraming nagpo-post ng mga profits kapag bullish yung market, di ba? So it's very normal. But during the bear market, the index is falling, downtrending. Most of the blue chips are downtrending. It means that you don't want to bet against this downtrend. So kung nagda-downtrend yung malaking merkado, mas malaking merkado, don't expect that you will have a lot of options to trade for bullish. So maybe mayroon ka makikitang bullish pero very very selective. Mostly itong nagkakaroon ng bullish or trending market, may mga catalyst. So ang ibig kong sabihin dito is that if we are in bearish market, we set our expectation lower kasi wala naman tayong shorting sa ating merkado, di ba? So yung ating strategy lang is in long market. So buy low, sell high. So kapag bearish yung market, yung magandang strategy sa Philippine market is basically a bounce play. So magagamit mo yung filter na tinuro ko at yung isa ko pang filter na ipapakita ko sa iyo today. So that is for bearish. So kung bearish, again, bearish yung market natin, look for stocks na nagba-bounce sa mga key support level. So don't use a breakout strategy. So kasi itong strategy na yan, it might not work at a high probability win rate. And also the trend following. Kasi kung downtrend naman, ano yung trend follow mo pataas, diba? So it won't make sense. So it's very important to check what is the mood of our index. So tingnan natin yung ano yung kikita natin kay PSEI today. Maalala mo na mayroon lang akong tatlong exponential moving average. I have EMA 21. I have 21 is the white. Can you nakikita mo naman yung screen ko, di ba? So yung white is EMA 21. Blue is the EMA 50, and the red, or for me it's brown. Maybe sa yung screen mo is red, but it is brown. So that is EMA 200. So currently the price is below the EMA 200 and making sideways move on EMA 50 and EMA 21. So we have this sideways since June up to September 11. So usually tinitingnan ko rin yung 1 year, just like how I check the individual stocks. If I mark the high and low, this is the low. So where are we now? We are basically at the 50% of the range. From the high and low, we are at the 50%. You can also look at the 5 years para makita mo yung bigger picture. So makikita mo rin na mostly nandito yung mga high ng 1 year is almost the high of previous years, except this 2018. Alright, so I don't know if hindi ba malakas sa'yo yung ano dito ng mga aso sa neighbors namin, hindi ba disturbing sa'yo?
Okay lang.
Okay lang. So itong aso sa neighbor namin, kanina pa yan kahol ng kaulalos. 24/7 yung ay, sabi ng misis ko na sa palagay niya may topak yung aso na yan. Alright, anyway. Ha?
Nag-trade din siya?
Hindi. Ako lang. Okay, 6 months. So, ito yung 6 months. Nakikita mo na nandito yung high natin, which we can mark it as a resistance area, and it's in confluence with EMA 200. Back to the 1 year, you can see that it's an obviously downtrending market, di ba? Say high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So we do not know whether it will continue down or it will try to test this EMA 200 resistance and break out and rally towards the 52-week high. So we do not know. So so what we can see now, ang range niya ay tightening. We can also again go back to the 6 months. We can mark this support area. So from here, may support dito. Since medyo may distansya dito, mayroon parang double bottom dito. We can mark it as a support as well. Ano pa yung nakikita natin? Nakikita ko dito is a trend line. Right? So, ang nangyayari ngayon is that it is making a ranging market. This move making lower lows. It means that the sellers are very dominant. So possible dito is really to make much more consolidation. So we do not know whether it will break out the trend line, pull back and trend, and retest the EMA 200. It can also be na mag-break down siya sa support, pull back and trend downward to retest this support at 5,400. Now 5,400 support, if it will break, we have a very high downsides kapag nangyari yan. We are not yet there. So we just see that yung range dito nagkakaroon ng range tightening. Mark it as a red one kasi resistance area malapit sa trend line. So pag nag-break yan, you will see what will happen on this EMA 200. Pag nag-break yung EMA 200, we have more upsides. Diba? So here. So ngayon, yung index, since range tightening pa siya, we need to observe ano yung next move niya. Will it break below this area? Yellow area na yan. Kasi pag nag-break down yan below this area, then we will retest this. So ano bang ibig sabihin? Ibig sabihin yan na most of the blue chips will pull back kapag nag-break down below this yellow area, and it will retest this blue support. Now kapag nag-bounce naman dito, pag nagkaroon naman dito ng bounce, kagaya nito na instead of falling down, nagkaroon ng tight range, nagkaroon ng bottoming tail bar, then bounce. So sa area na yan ang babantayan natin. So limbawa rewinding back to this September 3. Kung magte-trade ka short term, kasi short term naman yung upsides mo from here to here, di ba? May trend line ka. So you won't expect that there will be more upsides kapag nagkaroon ng bounce, kasi kailangan muna natin i-break ito before magkaroon pa ng further upside. So kapag nag-bounce dito like that, so breaking the high of this small range candles, 5,777, then expect that most of the blue chips will be bouncing too. So dyan mo ita-timing yung bounce play strategy mo for most of the stocks in the Philippine market, especially sa blue chips. But don't expect high upsides at this time until we have a breakout of the trend line. Okay, so this is the way how I am judging the whole market. So from top to bottom. Then right now, 'di ba, ngayon tinitest na niya yung trend line. So far hindi pa siya maka-breakout. Wala pang candle dito na nag-close above this trend line. So anong ibig sabihin yan? So possibly magpo-pullback na naman sa 5,700. So kung magpo-pullback, you need to be aware na next days or next week, most of these blue chips will, sell off. Okay? So, ano ba yung gagawin natin kung sa ganun? Ang gagawin natin, maghahanap tayo ng mga stocks na hindi blue chips. Yung bang nagkakaroon siya ng behavior na against sa behavior ng PSEI. And yun yung nafi-filter natin dito sa ating screener na pinakita ko sa iyo dati. Itong mga stocks na may current volume na greater than or equal to the volume average. Kasi may pag nagkakaroon ng elevated volume or relative volume compared to its average, meaning to say, mayroong nakikita yung mga hedge fund traders at yung mga malalaking investors with that particular stock. So we will be very selective, and that filtering parameter will help you to somehow take some gains from the market. So, okay. Another thing na rule of thumb sa Philippine market is that kapag below pa tayo sa EMA 200, yung price is below EMA 200, you should not expect that we will be in bull market soon. Until such time, we will break above this. Okay? So, ngayon, andito tayo, below, far away from the EMA 200. So, nandito yung support. Kung mag-pull back yung price to the support, there are things that can happen here. It will bounce and retest the trend line. And after retesting, it will break out pullback and trend. And it will retest this. So, yan ang magiging target ko. So, I won't be thinking that it will break out. So, we are not yet there. Okay? So, it's better not to make this kind of assumption that it will break out. Kasi, it needs to break out first before we can do some analysis for much more upside. So, it's better na kapag hindi pa nagbe-break out, it's better to assume that it will just fall back and make a sideways move. So again, if the price is in the index is in our index is below EMA 200, we are still heading for bearish move in the long term or a sideways move. Right, so ngayon ipapakita ko naman sa iyo yung isa kong screener na kung saan pag bearish yung market, ano ba yung gagawin natin? So one is that yung volume scanner ko. Then the next one is this itong EMA 20 and 50 bullish 20-50 lang. Guys, ano yung mga contents nito? So technical, so ini-scan ko, nakita mo, napansin mo, hindi ako nagmamine dito na current volume kasi nasa isang screener ko yan. Ito lang, volume average is okay, you can put it to 1 million, greater than or equal to 1 million. It's fine para ma-filter mo rin yung mga movers sa mga small caps. Pero kung gusto mo talaga yung very liquid, na sure ka na walang mga nahalong mga basura, 5 million mo. Pero okay, start muna tayo sa 1 million. Okay, so this is during the bear market. Okay, so we want to catch those stocks na may potential mag-bounce kasi we will be trading the bounce play. So again, okay. Then the moving average exponential. The price is above the saan na ba yun? So EMA 50 is below EMA 20. Yan ang ano dito. EMA 50 is below EMA 20. So the moving average 50 is below EMA 50. The next is 20. EMA 20 is the price is above the average. So again, I'm always only buying if the price is above EMA 20 or EMA 21. Pag below pa yan, below EMA 21, I will just wait until it breaks and close above EMA 21. So ano pa? Fundamental, hindi ko yan screen ngayon. Premium, you can put the average number of trades, so it should be greater than or equal to 100. So it's about liquidity again. Ayaw ko na yung price above siya EMA 20 and EMA 50 pero 20 lang yung nag-trade. So hindi yan reliable. It's prone to manipulation and volatility. So I don't want to trade this kind of stocks. Alright, so ngayon, run natin yung screener. Save ko muna para hindi makalimutan. I will run the screener. So this screener was really good to use during that time. Yung market natin nag-crash due to the pandemic. Diba ito? From February 20 nagsimulang biglang bagsak until March 20. Then after March 20 started to climb back up. So itong time na nagka-climb back up yung price, dito magandang mag-filter ng ganitong klase ng filter na sin-share ko sa iyo ngayon. So let's check at this moment, since nagsa-sideways lang yung stock market natin or consolidating yung index natin. Let's check kung meron ba tayo makikitang opportunity. So again, I am always sorting out the results from highest to lowest because I wanna see those strong movers. So kagaya nga ng P6, sabi pa nga sa P6 na bodies in motion will remain in motion unless acted by an external force. So ganun din sa stock market, yung mga stocks na nagmo-move, magpapatuloy yan mag-move until such time magkakaroon ng selling pressure. So kaya yung mga malalakas na stocks yung inuuna ko muna. So number 1 is BLFI, but natalakay na natin to dati na I don't like the price action here kasi mayroon siyang topping tail bars. Yung bang buntot niya sa taas, yung wick is very high. So it's selling pressure. I don't like that. Plus napakalayo niya ng EMA 21. This is risk. I want always na yung price is really close to EMA 21 but above that. Kasi yung risk niya is lower. So reject BLFI. Ito Chelsea. The Chelsea is one of my recommended stocks in my weekly stock update sa aking group. So upsides natin dito, yung target is around at this area, but we also have this EMA 20, EMA 200 as a resistance. So yung upsides niya medyo kukonti at the moment, while the price is elevated like that. The upside is quite low. So ano bang gagawin natin dito? Mag-aantay tayo ng pullback kasi yung risk dito is still high. So what I'm going to do again is to use a gun box. Whenever there will be it will start to pull back, magkaroon dito ng pullback or mag-start yung pullback, kukunin ko yung swing high, then gagamitin ko yung gun box. So since wala pa, so ito na muna yung high natin at i-extend ko yan kung saan nag-umpisa yung pag-rally. So dito yun, di ba? Dito nag-umpisa. So 50% to 60% pullback. So it's actually a pullback which is matching to the trend line pullback. So kapag nag-pullback yung price at this level, tapos nag-hold siya above this trend line, it won't go below, then it can be a potential buy, setting the stop loss below the EM821 or setting the stop below the swing low. Ito yung pivot point ng swing low. Ayan, so 3.3. You can have a tighter stop just right below the EM821. So ito yung EM821. Ito yung magiging entry mo. So pwede mong ilagay dito yung stop loss mo below EM821. So that is the tightest that you can have. Okay? So kung iisipin mo kung dito ka makakabili, napaka tight na ng risk mo, di ba? Tapos yung reward mo is dito. So it's almost 2 to 3. So that will be now a nice risk reward. Pero kung dito ka bibili, 1:1 lang yung achieve mo dyan. So kulang pa yan. So our minimum is 1:2. Don't settle for less. Alright, so although nandyan na yung volume, but patience yung kakailanganin natin dito. So again, patience is a part of psychology. So kung baga wala kang patience dito, marahil bibili ka na kaagad bukas. Tapos pag kinabukasan, magpo-pullback pala siya dito. So trading psychology, dahil nag-pullback siya at down ka na ng mga ilang percent, 6%, 7%, panic ka, binenta mo, magpa-bounce pala. So this is how psychology can really ruin your trading when you are really not using your using the right trading psychology. Alright, so that's Chelsea. So Axelon next. Ayun. Pero walang volume spike. So parang kulang. Itong spike na yan, kulang ng volume. Parang konti lang nag-trade dyan. It's very it's still not convincing for me. So yan ang naging kulang dito, yung volume. Pero technical,
may volume ba yung last natin? Yung sa Chelsea?
ano yung tanong?
Yung sa Chelsea, may volume ba yun?
Yes, mayroong volume si Chelsea. Yun o.
Ayun.
Yun. So, pansin mo yung pagkakaiba, no? Nag-bounce siya, long candle, but wala. Parang dry. Tapos yung nag-trade, 513. Volume, 3.86 million. So, kulang ng volume dito. So, for now, okay, so for now, let's just label the important levels na babantayan natin. Kung magkaroon dito ng volume spike, at least above the average volume, then saka natin yan i-trade. Pero ngayon, let's just mark the high and low of the year. 1 year high and low. This is the high. This is the low. So the low, as you can see, we have a double bottom here. Bottom, bottom. So first bottom. Second bottom. Ano pa yung makikita natin dito? We have this trend line. Break. Pull back. So, in-ignore lang niya yung break na yan. Parang false. Ano pa? Nakikita natin dito. This one. Break out. Pero, in-ignore niya. Retry. Retest. Or retest. Break out ulit. Pero, kulang ng volume. So, hindi yan convincing. So, ano naman yung mga resistances dito na very significant? So, firstly, ito. So ito yung swing high from here to here, swing low, so pivot to support, swing high, so ito yung marahil na target kung magpapatuloy yung rally. But we can also see another resistance which is the EMA 200. So we have a very low upsides, di ba? Kung yung Vincent, display winning. Okay, yung anak ko. Disturb ako. Okay, so kung ito yung stop loss mo, tapos yung target profit mo is dito or dito, eh napakaliit ng ano mo, ng risk reward. So let's say ito yung target mo, ito yung stop loss mo, ilan lang yung ano mo, risk reward 1.79, so kulang. So how much more kung mayroon kung yung price mari-reject lang sa EMA 200, so it did not even reach the 1:1 risk reward, so hindi siya maganda. Plus meron pa tayong low volume na price spike, so hindi maganda. So let it play a little bit until such time we see significant volume. So yan ang magiging advice ko, kasi it can also happen that this one is just false breakout, and then later on it will retest the low and bounce again. So extend natin itong trend line. Si yung breakout na yan, hindi yan confirmed, kasi after the breakout nag-pullback nag-retest with low volume, potentially magkakaroon tayo dito ng double tops, then just go down again to retest this low. So kung bibili ka, ito yung magandang aabangan sa bounce sa low, kasi we will have multiple bottoms, then we have higher upsides now. Alright, so for now hindi siya buy signal. So LHC, so itong mga nafi-filter dito are almost similar sa nafi-filter ko sa isa kong screener. LHC okay siya, pero medyo elevated na yung price from the EMA 21. So yung magandang entry kay LHC was really at this level na kung saan nag-breakout siya sa trend line. Kasi dito yung risk mo is very low. Ito yung breakout at this candle, din ito yung risk, mataas yung upsides mo. Kahit mag-take profit ka na sa EMA 200, okay pa rin. But here, as you can see, parang in-ignore lang niya yung EMA 200. Nagkaroon pa ng gap. The gap indicates that the buyers are very strong. They wanted to buy at a higher price. They are willing to buy that stock at a higher price. And then nakikita mo pa na elevated yung volume. So this is by the way, so this stock is momentum phase. By the way, paano natin ma-determine na momentum phase? So basically from the candles alone, we have long range candles sabay sunod-sunod 1, 2, 3 days. Stop, then another na naman, although medyo hindi na siya ganun kalakas. Then meron na naman ditong bottoming tail bars na candle, plus nag-break pa siya. So this is under momentum phase. You can also measure momentum with the indicator called ADX. I don't know if you have already used that indicator. So mayroon ako dito. By the way, kung nagbabago ka ng template, kung gusto mong baguhin yung mga indicators mo, you don't need to always pull an indicator. What you can do is to save the template. So for example, yung pinaka main trading template ko ito. So mayroon siyang EMA 21, 50, and 200. Then dito oscillator, awesome oscillator, then RSI 5. So isang template ko yan, sinave ko yan dito. So pwede mo yan, save indicator template. Meron naman akong isang template for momentum trading, which is this one. Okay, this is not mine. I copied it from somebody else. Ito yung setup nila for momentum trading. And it has a indicator called ADX, or actually it's not ADX, but it's yeah, ADX. Click mo yan, ADX. So ADX, it's a okay, nagamit mo na ba to, or this is new, something new for you?
Medyo bago.
Okay, explain ko sa iyo kung ano yung purpose mo. So number one, don't use ADX as a directional indicator. So hindi ito nag-i-indicate ng direction. Unlike RSI na pagpataas yung RSI, meaning prices are going higher. Kung pababa, then pababa rin yung prices. ADX, mini-measure niya yung gaano kalakas yung momentum. So kapag umabot na sa 20 yung ating indicator, above 20, I consider that as a high momentum stock. So ang ibig kong sabihin dito ngayon is that abangan natin yung mga stocks na yung ADX niya ay nag-uumpisa pa lang mag-cross sa sa 20. Kasi kung dito na siya masyado nang elevated, diba? So parang na-late ka na. It can happen that it will drop. So ang ADX then, sinabi ko na it's not indicating you that if ADX is going up, the prices is going up. So hindi ganoon, kasi during the bear market, for example here, ito bear market LHC from November to February, look at the ADX, pataas siya. Kasi ang ibig sabihin niyan, yung momentum niya pababa ay malakas. So downtrend momentum is strong. So pababa yung price. Price is going or trending low with very high momentum, increasing momentum. This is above 20. So pag malapit na sa 50, usually very prone na yan for reversal. Alright, so yan ang ADX. So ma-measure natin dito yung LHC. Ano yung ADX reading niya? 44. So 44, malapit sa 50 na. So it's prone for a pullback, diba? And then sa rule ko na sinabi ko na hindi ako bumibili ng stock na masyadong elevated sa EMA 21. This is the current price. This is EMA 21. It's prone to that. This is the risk that you will take kung mag-pullback siya. Then ito, kaka-breakout lang niya ng EMA 200. Hindi pa yan nag-pullback, hindi pa yan niretest yung 200 na yan. So let it be retested and show that price is holding above this EMA 200 or this area. Saka ka bibili. Okay?
So lagi mo maantay na magre-retest muna sa
Yep. So correct. Kasi wala namang masama kung bibili ka ngayon kasi momentum naman yan, di ba? So actually we have this this is a 4 bar or 4 bar play. This is the long range candle, post candle, another post, then breakout. So this is a 4 bar play, and then pero ang problema dito is resistance is already too close. So konti yung upsides natin. Tingnan mo dito, this is a support. If I will extend dyan, tatamaan, diba? So valid na resistance talaga yan. So kung bibili ka dito, ito na yung resistance mo, kulang na yung risk and reward. So itong klase ng pattern, so na-mention ko kanina yung tinatawag na 3 bar play or 4 bar play. It's a momentum strategy for those stocks na nagkakaroon ng momentum or momentum phase. So ganito yan. So ito, long range candle, post candle, another post. Sometimes itong third candle, yan lang dumidiretso pataas kung talagang malakas yung momentum. And yung strategy ko dyan para mag-enter is the breakout of the high of the post candle, yung stop loss ko is set below the low of this post candle, so bibigyan ko ng konting distance. But as you can see, breakout siya pero hindi siya nag-hold, nag-pullback lang at so another post candle yan. So I'm not a buyer now. So the next day, since nandito na yung high, ilalagay ko na yung high dito. I mean yung entry ko dito, yung stop loss ko dito na. So ngayon medyo tumaas na yung risk. So kapag bumili ka dyan, tapos may resistance dyan, so maliit, napakaliit ng risk reward mo. So I won't be buying. However, kung wala tayong resistance dito, parang blue sky na breakout, walang, parang all time high ba, all time high, so marahil this is a very good trade. So one for example is ASIN. Let's check ASIN kasi if yan, all time high. Okay, ASIN 5 years. Okay, ito yung niya, high. Ito yung all time high niya. Level na yan. Back to the daily chart. So ito yung kailangan nating i-break. So napansin mo ba yung breakout candle is closing with a distance from the all time high? That indicates a strong bullish move. Plus we have that elevated candle. That is also indicating that this stock wanna go higher. So ngayon, mapapansin mo rin na this is a momentum phase, diba? At mapapansin mo rin na ADX is at 35 na. So strong momentum, above 20 siya. Breakout. Tapos the next day nagkaroon ng post candle. Wow. So ano ba yung paano yung strategy natin pag enter? So put the entry level at the high of the doji. Put your stop loss below the doji. So wag masyadong ilapit, bigyan mo ng konting distance. To be very very exact, you can measure that long range candle with the gun box. So from here to the high of that long range to the low of the long range, makikita mo yung 60% pullback nandito, di ba? So ilalagay mo yung stop loss below that 60% pullback. So makikita mo rin na every candle na susunod sa kanya is just above this 50 to 60% pullback. So it's still good. Pag bumagsak below dyan, expect that it will go to the EMA 21 support. So ano yung nangyari? Breakout. So that is a buy signal. Stop loss here. Next day, long range candle pullback. So but the pullback is still above the 50, so we won't be stop out. So may stop out tayo dito kapag bumagsak below our stop loss. But nag-hold. So ayos pa. Inside bar. Nag-hold siya. So ayos pa rin. Tapos makapansin mo rin na yung EMA 21 hindi na siya masyadong malayo sa entry mo, sa price. Lumalapit yung price to the EMA 21, which indicates that we will soon have another buy signal here. So kung naka-enter ka man sa 3 bar play, hindi ka pa rin ma-stop out until prices are holding this level, this area. But we might have another buy signal soon. Another buy signal will be a break again of this 3.17. So potential yan na umakyat ulit. So mapapansin mo rin na nagbenta dito, di ba? Malakas yung volume, mataas, pero nandito yung highest volume, yung buying. Sell ulit, pero nag-dry na, parang wala nang interesadong magbenta. So ngayon consolidating, dry na, so low volume. Ang susunod dito is either a volume spike, and which can trigger another buy signal here at 3.17 breakout. So that's 3 bar 4 bar play. So ganyan natin i-trade yung ganitong klaseng momentum stock. Okay, so saan na tayo? LHC. So dito, okay, asin na ba? So ang pagkakaiba ni LHC at asin is that LHC mayroong malapit na resistance. Malapit tayo sa resistance, hindi siya all-time high. Although mayroon siyang 3 or 4 bar play, 4 bar momentum play, pero malapit na sa resistance. So I won't be trading a momentum breakout or that kind of strategy. So ayan, si asin very clear na wala, blue sky, ano yan, wala, ito yung tinatawag na void area, walang sumasagabal sa kanya, wala, no resistance above. Alright, so dito, so ay, di pala, let's see, SSP, natalakay natin yan dati, but we have a very low risk reward. Ganda siya pero yung risk reward mo is konti. Dito yung entry mo, dito yung stop loss mo. We have that reward, that is 1:1 only. So as you can see, malaki talaga yung function nitong risk and reward analysis. Kasi kahit nakikita mo na potential buy signal siya, pero kung konti naman yung reward mo, wala pa rin, di ba? So ano ba yung magandang position dito? Ang maganda dito is a breakout of this. Kung mag-break out yung price and hold above this. So by the way, hindi ko pa natalakay yung tatlong scenario na pwedeng mangyari sa stock price once it's reaching a certain level. So ito yung pwedeng mangyari, at mas maganda kung kabisado mo itong 3 basic moves. It's applicable ito in any kind of market. So price can test or break out from this resistance, pull back, and trend. That's scenario number 1. Scenario number 2 is price will break out, pull back, and false breakout. That's number 2 scenario. Number 3 scenario, yung price will break out, pull back, and then make a sideways market. So, sideways lang siya. So ang ibig sabihin nito na hindi lahat ng pagbe-breakout is already a buy signal. So once after a breakout, you need to see whether when the price pulls back to that level, it will hold above that level, and that's the perfect time to buy. So kung actually sa Forex, nagagamit ko rin yung itong klase ng strategy, yung I can capitalize on this kind of event. Mostly yung mga breakout or false breakouts, especially sa Forex. So ano yung binabantayan ko? So binabantayan ko is pag mag-breakout, it will pull back, it can move again higher, pull back, move higher again. So yung tinatawag na 1, 2, 3 push, number 1, number 2, number 3. So pag makitaan yung 1, 2, 3 push, ito yung number 1 push, 1 push, 2 push, 3 push. So itong klase ng pattern, ito yung exhaustion pattern that you can see on top of a key resistance level. So nangyayari to mostly para stop hunt yung mga traders na nagbe-bet ng long position. At paano mo ma-determine yung ganyang klase ng pattern? So usually makikita mo dito yung mga engulfing candles. Sa move na yan, engulfing, bearish engulfing, move again, bearish engulfing or tapping tail bars, move again. Aabangan ko na ngayon yung the next move. So magdo-draw ako dito ng box na kapag na-break yan, breakdown, iso-short ko yung market at yung stop loss ko nasa taas ng consolidation. So yung entry ko is the break of this box, breakdown. Ito yung tinatawag na measured move. So either ito yung take profit mo or dito kung saan nag-umpisa yung rally. Ito kasi yung resistance dati na na-break. So possible yan din yung magiging profit taking mo. And on the other hand, magagamit mo tong klase ng pattern sa Philippine market as well. So paano yan? So i-reverse mo lang. Actually ito, draw ka dito ng key support level. I colorize with blue for support. Tingnan mo to. This is almost similar. So 1 push, 2 push, and 2 push lang. 1 push, 2 push. Then ito yung resistance key level na kailangan ma-break for long position. Alright, so tingnan natin yung... So SSP is not a good or attractive risk reward. Teka lang. CNPF. Ito, CNPF is already trending. So let's check 1 year. 1 year price action. Okay, walang resistance. 5 year. So 5 year, ito yung pinakamalapit na resistance. We are almost there. Makikita rin natin dito, mayroon tayong trend line. We broke the trend line. So dito actually yung magandang ano. So ako pag halimbawa ganitong klase ng trade, we are already late. So para mo naman makapitalize yung pagiging late mo na yan, palagi mong itatanong na bakit ko ba hindi ito nabantayan? Ano ba yung na-miss out ko dito? So kumbaga, kung i-rewind ko yung time, saan ba yung magiging entry ko? So i-rewind ko yan, nakitaan ko siya ng trend line. So okay, breakout sa trend line tapos may very tight consolidation dito. Dito dapat yung entry ko. At ito yung stop loss. Ito yung very tight consolidation. At yung breakout ng consolidation is the buy signal. So that is 5 years. Punta tayo sa 1 year. So dito yun, yung magandang buy signal. Breakout ng trend line. Tapos we have a very tight consolidation. Plus we have that very elevated volume right here. So bago pa man nag-breakout, volume is already there. Tapos nagmamatch pa siya sa earning dito. So ano ba yung earning? Oh, wow. So pagkalabas ng second quarter earning, the second quarter earning is up with 31.51%. And remember that we are in a pandemic time at si CNPF nagawa niyang maka-earn ng ganitong klase ng income. So that is quite exceptional. So there is a reason for this price to move up like this and trend, although we are already in a very almost at the take profit point. So if you wanna trade this one, I will be just trading it with a short term using a 1 hour time frame. For example, may buy signal na tayo dito, nandito yung doji candle. So nung nag pullback yung price and pullback is above the EMA 21, mayroon tayo nakitang doji dyan. So yung pag-enter mo dyan, ilagay mo yung entry mo sa break ng doji above the high. And you set the stop loss below the doji, so which is also below the EMA 21. So hindi mo ididikit dyan kasi kung titingnan mo yung next candle, kung idinikit mo yung stop loss dyan, malamang na stop out ka na. So you need to place some distance. So yan ang buy signal. But we have already a very limited upsides. Kasi this is a 52-week, 5-year high. Except if we have breakout, pullback, and hold. So, dyan magkakaroon tayo ng unlimited upsides. Kasi that's an all-time high. So,
Yung risk and reward po siya ba?
yeah, mas maganda na dito yung risk and reward. Pero as of now, since wala pa tayong breakout, so yung risk and reward mo dito, if you are buying tomorrow, that is your take profit point. This is your stop loss. Your risk and reward is saan ka na? Is only 0.95.
Wala sa 1:2.
Hindi siya 1:2.
Wala
1:1. 1:1 only. So hindi siya attractive. So again, ang ibig sabihin nito, huli ka na. So kung nahuli ka na, tatanungin mo palagi na next time para hindi ako mahuli, ano ba yung gagawin ko? So I always look back at the chart. Dito pala yung magandang may volume, breakout sa consolidation phase, and then after that nag-trend. Maraming chances dito na maka-enter kasi dito nga mahabang consolidation yan. Ilang 2 weeks ata ito nag-consolidate. So by the way, here is another very nice info. So there are two types of correction in the market. Number one is the price correction. So it's a pullback na with respect to price. So ang ibig kong sabihin niyan is price rally, then pullback. So this is price, di ba? That is price correction. And then rally again. Yung isang correction is rally, then yung price is just making a very tight consolidation. This is called time correction. At itong mga klaseng correction, yung time correction, ito yung high probability na magpapatuloy pa yung breakout. Yung price rally. So ito yung sasabi kong favorite ko na type of correction. At ito nga yung nangyari kay CNPF. This is price correction. Consolidation within certain period of time or long period of time. So magkano yan? Pwede mong gamitin yung isang tool dito, date range. Pwede mong i-measure yan. That is 26 days, almost a month of consolidation. So napansin mo, sa consolidation na yan, from here at this point, napakalayo pa niya sa EMA 21. Malayo pa. Until such time, malapit na siya. So, what does it say? That always follow the rule. If the price is too far away from EMA 21, don't buy. Just wait. Give it some time. So, of course, ilagay mo lang sa watchlist mo at hanap ka ng ibang opportunities. Alright. So, again, dito, although magandang buy setup siya, but your upsides are too small. Maybe at intraday pwede. Yep.
Gap up and gap down.
Again?
How about yung sa gap up and gap down?
Okay.
So, minsan nagpo-correct yun.
Okay. So, there are two kinds of gap. Yung gap, it can be a gap and go, or it is a gap and retest. So, anong ibig sabihin yan?
Parang yung isang chart kanina di ba?
Okay, ito
Pero
yun.
Gap siya, pero hindi siya nag-feel ng gap, tumuloy siya.
Oh, yan ang gap and go. So, usually, ang pag-judge natin dyan is based on how the candle has closed. So, ito. CNPF. So may psychology dito sa sa gap and go. At ito yung maganda talaga na gusto yung favorite ko na type of gaps. So di ba dito nagko-consolidate yung price. Very tight. You can even draw a very tight box here. Makikita mo na yung last na candle is a black candle. Okay, sorry. Anong ibig sabihin yan? So, black candle, tapos, biglang nag-gap. Gap up siya. So, dito nag-umpisa. So, actually, kung i-ano mo yan sa lower time frame, let's say 5 minutes. Okay, sorry. Kailangan tandaan natin kung kailan nangyari yung gap na yan. Saan na yun? Ito yun. Okay. That is what date nangyari? Nakita mo?
September.
Hindi ko makita dahil mayroong dito sa Zoom. So ito, kita mo? September what? September 2? Okay, September 2. Okay, so maglagay lang ako dito ng consolidation box also. Then ilagay ko sa 5 minutes. So yung mga gap and go, maganda yung gamitin sa mga intraday trading or swing trade. I'm not sure if I can find yung go to. Okay, September 2. I-rewind na lang natin. September 2. Ito, by the way, makikita mo itong blue lines. Ito yung session per session. So in between ay itong every time mag-change yung blue yung magpiprint na yung candle, and then after the blue line, it means that it's another day. So it's another session. So ginagamit ko yan para makuha ko yung high ng previous day at high ng previous day at low ng previous day. For example, you are day trading. Nandito yung high. Nandito yung low ng day. So dito yun, di ba? Ito yung low. So umpisa pa lang ng trading. So ibig sabihin that the next day, if the market is breaking above this or gapping up this above this high, it means that yung price wants to move higher. So going back to September 2 with daily chart, ano ba yung nakikita natin dito? September 2, okay. Tama ba? Dito yung nakita ko kanina. Di ba may pinapakita ko kasi kanina na black candle. So kasing ipaliwanag sa'yo yung gap and go. Okay, so anyway, so yung ibig kong sabihin kanina is that titingnan mo yung candle before the gap. So ito yung gap. Dito nag-close, di ba? So that's a gap. Nag-close dito sa previous day, nag-open sa the next day at this. That is a gap. So yung tinitingnan natin dito is ano yung color ng candle before the gap. So this one is white. So meaning that if mayroong gap, there is a chance that it will retest this gap later in the future. So hindi ibig sabihin na bukas or makalawa i-retest nyo na agad. But what does it mean is that there will be a point in time, kahit mag-rally yung price, halimbawa rally, it will pull back to that gap, to fill the gap. That is gap and retest. White candle, tapos bullish move, gap and retest. There is a chance that it will fall back to that gap, to fill the gap. Ngayon, kapag black naman ito, tapos nagkaroon ng gap, pataas, that is a gap and go. So, ano yung ibig sabihin nito? Psychology behind this. Ibig sabihin, okay, i-colorize natin ito ng black, okay? Just to represent that it is, or red na lang kasi, di ba, red? Ano ba yung ginagamit mo? Red and green or white and black?
Red and green.
Red and green, okay. So, okay, lagay ko dito red. So, red. Strong red. Okay, let's say red. Kung red, di ba, yung close ng price is below the opening of that candle. That's red. Now, the next day nag-gap. So, ano ibig sabihin yan? Ibig sabihin yan, yung mga traders na nag-short sa stock na yan are actually losing money. They are losing money because the next trading nag-cap yung price. So what will happen? They will need to close out their position to cover that short position. To cover a short position is to buy back, di ba? So kung buying back, they will actually add to the fuel, add fuel to the fire. So may mga buyers dito papasok, yung mga bullish mga buyers, plus yung mga nag-short sa market dito kasi kailangan nilang i-cover by buying it back, which it means that buying is becoming more and more stronger. So sa Philippine market wala tayong shorting, so ma-apply mo itong klaseng concept sa mga market na mayroong shorting, just like Forex and US stock market. So usually mga event na nagagap are during the earning season. So for example, Facebook, the expectation is to Facebook to report below expectation. Marahil yung mga traders ibebenta nila yung mga, or short nila yung stock, then only to find out maganda pala yung outcome ng earnings, then nagkaroon ng gap the next day. Then since yung mga traders dito na nag-short, they are losing their position, they need to buy back their shares to stop to minimize their loss. So yan yung ano. So gap and go and gap and retest. So gap and go, it means that mayroong potential na umangat pa or mag-trending yung price. Okay, so tingnan naman natin ito. So ano ba yung sasabi mo dito kay Mir? Itong Mir, na-analyze ko yan also lately. So we have 1 year. We have the high of the year, low of the year, and where is the support? Yung mga obvious lang na support. So, hindi ko yan ilalagay na hindi ako naglalagay ng napakaraming support and resistance. Mga obvious lang talaga. This is an obvious support, diba? Every time nagpo-pull back, nagba-bounce yung prices dyan. Ito naman it's an obvious resistance kasi malapit sa EMA 200. And I look at to the left and just extend that area. So potentially it will be retested in the future. Ano pa yung nakikita ko dito? So punta tayo sa 6 months para mas malaki yung chart natin. Nakikita ko pa dito is trend line. We broke the trend line. Price above the trend line. So tingnan mo, dito we have a trend line. Dati yung trend line is like that, nag-break siya, pull back, nag-hold sa support. Pero ngayon dito na yung trend line natin, so i-ignore na natin yan. At mapapansin mo rin na itong base na yan, comparing to this base is higher than this base. So price is now creating a higher low, higher high and higher low. So that's one of the indication na nag-uptrend itong stock. Then the next thing that happened is the breakout of the trend line. Breakout with a long range candle. Lumayo yung candle na yan, medyo may distance sa trend line. So ayos. Pero the next day nag-pull back. However, the pullback is above the EMA 21, the white one. So ayos pa rin. Then nagkaroon ng maliit na candle. Nag-change na yung color from black to white. Then another white. So kung i-measure mo yan from the peak to the base, you see that the pullback, the bounce, happened above 60%, which is still a good pullback, a healthy one. So we have here potential buy signal for MIR. So ito rin is a resistance, but take note, we have here EMA 200, we have here another resistance. So again, we are again in another limited upsides kasi mayroong resistance dito. By the way, this is a resistance, may resistance dyan, may resistance dyan. So the best is really to see that it breaks out the EMA 200, pull back, consolidate, and form another bullish pattern. Saka tayo magkakaroon ng mas malaking upsides or risk and reward na mas maganda. Kasi pag mag-break out sa resistance na yan, makikita mo na napakalayo ng pwedeng target. Okay, even if you say that this can be a profit target, still attractive pa rin yung target na yan. Also, if this is the high of the 52-week and the low of the 52-week, you can also measure where is the 50% pullback. This is 50%. So actually, yung price ngayon is at here below the 50%. Diba? Kapag nag-pullback or pag nag-pullback yung price sa 50%, there is a possibility na ma-reject yung pag-rally niya kasi this is still a significant resistance. So it matches to my theory na kapag nag-break tayo dito sa resistance na yan, there is a higher possibility na it will move higher than to go lower. So balik rin natin yung measuring tool. From here to the high, from 52-week low to 52-week high, ito yung area na kung saan prone pa rin for downtrend yung stock. Diba? Tak. So ibig sabihin yan na kailangan ma-clear out muna natin itong area na yan bago natin masabi na we have a trending market or potentially market na mayroong mas magandang upsides. Alright. So far, mayroon ka bang tanong? Okay, we have here an AGI. It's a very nice one. AGI.
So far, wala naman.
Okay. So, ang masabi ko lang is that try to check other stocks na na-filter nitong na-share ko sa iyo na filter. I can see here that AGI is quite nice. Asin next. Okay. Dito Okay, dito ano na elevated. So ito yung buy signal dati ni ano. So dito was one of my recommended stocks. Ito yung buy signal dati. Ito naman yung isa. We are in that resistance. So hindi na magandang bumili ngayon. Alright, so kung wala ka ng tanong, let's just continue the next meeting. So pwede ka ba bukas? Or ano ba yung maganda sa'yo?
Okay lang. Bukas.
Bukas, okay. Same time.
8 o'clock.
Okay. Alright, so thanks sa'yo, Arvin. And
Thank you.
have a good night to you.
Good night.
Alright. God bless. Alright guys, so natapos na naman ang isang mentorship program natin for today. So again, for those who are interested to book a session with me, feel free to write me via my Facebook account, and I can forward to you the details of my mentorship program. Okay, God bless inyong lahat and enjoy the rest of the day.